There's a Janelle Evans update, and you're probably not surprised by this. It's nothing good. If you missed my last video, I'm gonna have that linked down below for you, and I'm gonna refer you to that video before you watch this one because we went way back in time of the teen mom time machine. We looked back on Janelle's past moments because I think a lot of it does kind of shed light on the current time. Yes, you do grow, or most people grow and evolve and change and learn. You can't hold somebody accountable for things they did when they were younger, especially a teenager or a child. They make mistakes. They're learning how to live, laugh, love, you know what I mean? The things that Janelle has done in her past, especially when she was a teenager, I don't hold it against her. However, I do think it's interesting to go back because you see a pattern of behavior that hasn't seemed to change. Now, before we get into this, I am filming this video in my living room because as of right now, there is a guest bed that is taking up about 90% of my office. So hopefully there is no echo in this video. If there is, this is an open floor plan, but hopefully this mic does its job. I do want to get a new one of these, so maybe in the new year. We're gonna go ahead and get into this video because there are some Janelle Evans updates with her son Jace, and it's really sad. And I just want to say at the very beginning of this, I hope that he gets the help that he needs because he's struggling, and he's a 14-year-old little boy. You know, he's going through some stuff, and because he was put on television when he was a baby and through his childhood, we know a lot about him against his will. And that's one of the things that is really sad. If you guys know me, you've seen any of my content, you know how I feel about people who profit off of their children, family vloggers, things like this. Like, I've watched Teen Mom since I myself was a teenager, and back then I didn't see anything wrong with it. But as I've gotten older, even within the past couple years of having my own son and being pregnant, my perspective on people filming their children has just completely changed, and I've just realized that it's not the smartest thing to do. And this is an example of that, where all of this information about Jace and his mental health and where he's at in his life as a 14-year-old little boy is all out there for all of us to see. And it's sad because it was without his permission. And his mom and David are able to live the life that they're currently living because she got pregnant with him. Do you see what I'm saying? And so it's just, overall, it's just a sad situation. So before this whole thing happened, Janelle had gotten custody of Jace again. Barbara was struggling with him, and so she decided to let Janelle have custody of Jace again. It was very shortly after Janelle got custody of Jace that he ran away, and he ran away from home multiple times. And there is allegedly footage of Janelle's husband, David, assaulting Jace. This has not come out. We have not seen this, but there's alleged evidence that this actually did occur. That takes this to a whole new level because not only has Jace said that this happened, but there's supposedly footage of it, which it's obviously not confirmed, but I do believe personally that there is, or I don't think that it would be said. When all of this happened, because he had run away from Janelle multiple times and the assault that occurred allegedly with David, Jace got put back into the care of Barbara. But just recently, Jace ran away from Barbara's home and wasn't found until the following day. So I'm gonna read that to you guys here about what happened. So this was posted on November 21st, so this is very fresh news. It says that the teenage son of Teen Mom star Janelle Evans is hospitalized after running away once again, and this time Child Protective Services is taking custody of Jace. So CPS is now taking custody. So he's gonna be hospitalized, and then once he's released, he's going to go into the foster care system because he's run away so many times, and they're obviously very concerned about this. Sources with direct knowledge tell us that Janelle's 14-year-old son ran away from his grandmother's home Saturday and wasn't found until 11:45 p.m. Sunday. Jace had previously run away from Janelle's home several times and was placed under the care of Janelle's mom, Barbara. Our sources say that Jace is now in a hospital, and CPS will place him in foster care as he's run away so many times. Our sources say that Jace was recently busted for vaping at his school, and when his grandma found out, she took away his phone. Well, we're told that Barbara, his grandma, had been advised by Janelle, CPS, and the foster care team not to give Jace a cell phone in the first place, but she thought he could handle it. When Barbara took the phone away as punishment, we're told that Jace split, prompting this latest search for the teen. Running away has become a trend with Jace, as we've reported. This is at least the 4th time that he's run away from home, including the time in September when he slipped out a window on the same day Janelle's husband, David Eason, is accused of roughing him up. I don't like how they phrase that, roughing him up. Like, he's a 14-year-old boy. If you lay hands on a 14-year-old boy, it's abuse, period. Remember, Jace spent most of his childhood in Barbara's care, but Janelle regained custody earlier this year, only for him to run away from home a bunch of times and end up at Barbara's house again. As we told you a couple weeks ago, Jace is keeping his distance from Janelle and David. Our sources say CPS officials are exasperated by the case. They're worried about Jace, but at this stage, if he gets in any more trouble, he could end up in a juvenile detention facility. This whole situation is just extremely sad, and I blame it on the adults around him 100%. I'm sure in some situations it's not the adult's fault and some kids are just troubled and they struggle. But I do think from what we've seen that was filmed, and that's just a little tiny tidbits of their lives, the little tiny tidbits of their lives that were filmed and what we saw, he was around screaming and yelling all the time. He was around a mom that was absent, that, you know, she was young at the time that she had him, so she didn't really do her best, and she was very selfish and wanted to just do whatever she wanted to do. So he was left with Barbara. Barbara is the one who raised Janelle, and I'm not gonna say that, you know, if you have a troubled teen or a troubled young adult that it's your fault, but there's just a lot of chaos in this family, a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling. There has been violence and people who just do not know how to handle their emotions and need therapy. Now we're seeing all of that, you know, coming out in Jace's behavior. Janelle used to act the same way. She used to sneak out and do all this stuff, and now Jace is doing that too. And it's just sad because the cycle in this family is continuing. Nobody's wanting to make changes, it seems, and be like, am I doing something wrong? And maybe I should change my behavior so that my son or, you know, Jace, who I love, can get the care that he needs, because he's obviously lacking in something. And Janelle drives me absolutely crazy. Take everything that she did in the past and set that aside. Let's pretend none of that happened. Let's pretend none of that happened at all and just look at this. Her husband has allegedly assaulted Jace. This is alleged. I'm not saying this happened, but he allegedly assaulted him. It is allegedly on camera that he did this, right? And if y'all don't know about David, I will again refer you to my previous video. There's enough things that we do know about him that he just scares me, okay? Like, I don't mean to give him a big ego or anything, so I'm sure he would love that, but he scares me. Janelle has called the cops on him herself because he assaulted her and then she lied about it. He killed a dog because the dog nipped his daughter's face, just took him out there and killed him. He's waved around his weapons and bullets and like poisonous darts and stuff that he has. Like, he's scary. He allegedly assaulted Jace, right? Then we have Janelle getting on her TikTok and just posting like nothing happened. And she'll be like, my son has mental health issues, and blast that on there. But she just gets on there and just like praises David like he's this amazing man that, you know, she loves so much, that has done so much for her. I gotta play this TikTok for you guys. I gotta play this for you. I watched this last night and I was like, what is this word salad? Like, what are you even talking about?
Janelle will always choose men over her kids, at least in my opinion. You have not been...
Because I post a picture of me and my husband of a photo shoot that we did like 3 months ago before any of these incidents happened, I'm a horrible person. I choose men over my children.
I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that you posted a picture of you with your husband. It has to do with the fact that you posted a picture of you with your husband that is being accused for assaulting your son. And she's all like, it was taken months ago. I don't care if you guys took a picture 2 years ago on your honeymoon. You are posting a picture praising the man that allegedly assaulted your son.
Someone I was with since 2015.
I don't care if I'm with somebody for 20 years. If they hurt one of my children, I am yeeting them out of the window. Do you understand me?
Since 2015. I think you're confused because last time I checked, David's part of our family. And I'm not going to choose one person or the other. Why do I have to choose?
Wow. You know, sometimes parents do have to choose their partner or their child because their partner has hurt their child, because their partner has been a danger to their child. In situations like that where your partner or significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever has laid hands on your kid or hurt them in any way and caused them trauma, yeah, you have a choice laid before you, and it's not fair and it sucks. But sometimes people do shitty things. And if you're not choosing your children and to protect your children, you are a shitty parent.
So you're saying I should stay single the rest of my life, have no man, and just be by myself. I don't deserve a man.
That, to me, her saying that really shows me where her head's at. She's thinking, if I leave David, I'm gonna be single the rest of my life. Janelle, and this is no fault of hers. This I do truly feel empathy for her about. I feel bad. She has abandonment issues, okay? And so in situations like this, you know, she's probably thinking in her head that if me and David aren't together, who's gonna wanna be with me? You know, who's gonna want me? Who's gonna love me like he does? And that's just really sad. You shouldn't choose to stay with someone who has hurt numerous people, including yourself. You shouldn't stay with somebody like that because you don't wanna be alone. Nobody is saying you deserve to be alone forever. Nobody wants that. I don't know who's planting that in your head. That is absolutely not it.
Because that's what you want me to do. Unfortunately, when I was younger, you guys saw me grow up. You saw me who I dated. You saw me in and out of relationships. That doesn't mean when I turn 16 and have my first child that I'm going to stay with that man for the rest of my life. People go through relationships. It's part of growing up.
And I'm like, what is she talking about? Who said she needed to stay with Jace's dad? I don't believe anybody said that. Like, what is she talking about? This is what I mean by word salad. Like, what are you talking about?
The words that you are speaking into existence all come out of one person's mouth, and has always come out of one person's mouth. You choose men over your child. You choose men over your children. Who does that sound like?
Who does it sound like? Is she talking about her mom? Because if she's talking about her mom hit the nail on the head. Janelle is one of the biggest gaslighters. There will be something filmed and recorded that happened, and she will look you in the face and say, that didn't happen. And maybe if I keep talking to you like it didn't happen, you'll believe me. Sometimes I think she truly believes herself, and that's scary.
Y'all just run with it. You run with it, and you still run with it for years.
Being sassy, she's like,
that post was made about my husband because he has helped me through this depression. He's actually, even though he is sitting here with like all the accusations in the world, he's actually been helping me. I appreciate that everything.
Even though this man is sitting here with all the accusations against him for allegedly assaulting my son who ran away after being assaulted by him, he's being there for me. But I don't choose men over my children.
David's going through. He's actually like pulling through and putting it aside to actually help me through my emotions. So yeah, I made an appreciation post for my husband. Oh my God, the world's gonna end.
That's so sad to me. Jace is going through all of this stuff. He's obviously struggling so bad. He's a 14-year-old little boy who is struggling. And she gets on here and talks about her husband and herself and nothing about him, except she's about to say something about his mental health struggles. Where's the loving post about Jace, about your child who is struggling right now? Where are your emotions towards him? Like, she's sitting there like, I'm in my 30s now. That stuff was when I was 16. But it's like, you don't act like it. You don't act like someone who's grown up and I mean, this is just not what a loving mother looks like to me.
Again, this is about my son's mental health, whether you want to believe it or not. And I'm sick.
What was that? This is about my son's mental health, whether you want to believe it or not.
Okay, y'all saying she needs to take accountability. Accountability for what? That my son has mental health issues? Like, that's something out of my control, and we're doing the best to help him.
I truly hope that she is doing the best to help him. But I will say the decisions that were made in the span of his life by the people around him is probably why he's struggling right now. There's no ounce of her that I see where she's looking within and taking any accountability for his behavior or what he's struggling with. I've seen moms like this, And it's sad that there's moms that are a part of my generation, because I'm in my 30s too. It's sad that there's moms that are a part of my generation that are continuing these cycles and not breaking them, you know, because I feel like my generation should be the one that's breaking them, that's learning how to look within and be like, you know what, I make mistakes sometimes, I should try a little harder, try and be a little better, like realize where you messed up or where someone around you has messed up and learn how to like make better decisions. But there's just a cycle happening here and it's sad.
Also, for everyone tagging me in old teen mom videos from 10 years ago, like, that was when I was 16. I'm like 32 now. Yeah, believe it or not.
It is kind of hard to believe because she sounds the same. This is what 16-year-old Janelle would say.
I grew up, so should you.
I think things that are filmed and recorded are great to look back on because they can show you a pattern of behavior, and I see a pattern of behavior. I don't care if you're in your 30s, if you're still behaving the same, you're still behaving the same. I'm so disappointed in this situation. All this is happening with her son Jace, and she's posting about having a boat day with the man that allegedly assaulted her son. He should have had a home that he felt safe to go to, where he felt protected and loved, and that, you know, a 14-year-old should feel safe in their home where they don't want to run away from it because they feel secure there. They feel heard. They feel loved. This whole situation is so sad. I really hope that he gets the help that he needs, and it's sad that, you know, this is all out there about him, and because he's 14, he can't really get out there and speak for himself yet, but I'm sure he's gonna have some things to say. These moms and dads who treat their kids like crap, they tend to forget that your kids are gonna grow up one day and they're going to have a voice that they can use and talk about what they went through. And I'm sure he will have some things to say, and it breaks my heart. It really does. I mean, Colin, Kate Gosselin's son, he's come out and spoke. Hannah has come out and spoke. There's always a chance that these children are gonna grow up and the things that they say about their parents are not gonna be good. I hope that Jace gets the help that he needs. All right, I'm gonna wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. I will definitely do that, and I will keep updating you on this if you are interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon for another video.